Andrew here from Chameleon AMLS, and we're back for another product walk around. Today, one of our base 4.5 narrow flat decks set up for remote area contracting. Let's go and have a closer look. So like all Chameleon based trailers, we've got our in-house engineered, robotically CNC laser cut interlocked hot dip galvanised chassis that we manufacture here on site. On the front of that, we've got our Cruisemasters DO35 coupling, the heavy duty off-road jockey wheel. The Method 301s, that's our standard wheel package with an upgraded tyre here with the BF Goodrich KM3. Underneath, Cruisemasters class leading ATX suspension, in this case sitting on stage 4 air, which we'll have a look at shortly. This particular trailer, as it sits, tears out at just over 1,650 kilos with an ATM of 3.5 tonnes, so nearly 2 tonne of payload. But you're safe in the knowledge that this chassis is engineered all the way up to 4.5 tonne, and we can uprate the ATM by a simple look at the airbags, the coupling, the chains and the compliance. So the chassis itself does not change, so nearly 2 tonne of payload, but you know you've got a trailer that's built to do the work and go anywhere. Behind me we can see our uprated front deluxe locker in our wide tall configuration, a great locker 2.0 again in the wide tall. We'll go and have a closer look at all the dry storage, all the amenity, but importantly, the amount of deck space and luggage room we've got out the back of this trailer. So the base 4.5 denotes a 4.5 metre load space from the back of our front locker. So where the floor plate or checker plate starts to the back of the trailer. The narrow flat deck sees us holding our 2 metre width all the way through. So 4.5 metres, 2 metres wide, the load space with a locker sitting as part of that. The front locker I mentioned, this is our deluxe front locker upgrade in our wide tall configuration. So that's a 1200 high variant. We do that in a wide standard being a 930 high variant as well. The deluxe is seeing us with these side doors as opposed to our standard chest style top loading toolbox which comes standard on all our trailers. Inside this deluxe wide tall we can see some of the amenity that's been included. So at the heart of this trailer, the bit that gets it down the road and gets it home again is Cruisemasters class leading ATX suspension. That's standard across our tandem range, but seen here we've upgraded that to the stage 4 airbags. That's an airbag man airbag system, fully automatic levelling, auto levelling here. So what we do is we install a push actuator on the swing arms on either side of the trailer. There's an air valve down there sending air up and back from the control centre up here. That's allowing us to manually flick this trailer over. I can dump air, but I can then flick that back onto auto and that trailer is going to return to a predetermined ride height regardless of the load that's on this trailer. Whether it's heavy on the left, heavy on the right, light across the board, this trailer will come back to a predetermined preset ride height. It's really, really useful with these high weight variant trailers. In this box we can see still lots of room for storage despite what we've got fitted, the airbags up the top. We can also use that onboard air compressor with the reservoir for general air servicing, tyres and tools and so on. So there's a 15 litre air reservoir tucked up underneath the nose cone here, and we come with a pigtail hose line. We've also got our Smartech hot water unit. Seeing here, this particular trailer has been fitted out with 2 of our 110 litre water tanks, so lots and lots of water storage, 220 litres all up. We've got our Red Arc Stage 2 electrical package, which is including a 100 amp hour DCS, and we'll have a look at what else is involved in the back there. But despite all the amenity in that front locker, still lots of room for more storage. All of course 3mm aluminium, all engineered, laser cut, folded and manufactured here on site, all powder coated, and still including our internal Unistrut frame. So we can move these shelves up and down, we can add extra shelves, we can do lots and lots of things in there. Looking in the wide tall again, 1200 high, 2 metres wide, 2.0 being 2 of our pitches, so 2 of our AMLS anchor grid or 700mm wide. Seen here in one of our powder coat standard finishes, the colour here is the gunmetal grey. The carcass of the canopy is matte black. That's a Dulux high impact matte black that we use across the whole range. And the lovely stone guard, impact guard on the front. Lovely big compression whale tails there we can see. 3-point latching, regardless of this being our smallest door in width. We've still got all the door stiffening. We've still got a lovely big double gutter all the way around and a beautiful big 24mm automotive seal there. Inside this locker 2.0 wide tall, we can see one of our Flexor shelves and a lovely big medium height or 350 high drawer unit. Locking slides, 3mm aluminium, all powder coated. That's standard across our internal fit out range. Again, all modular, bolts into our Unistrut system, so we can very quickly, 4 bolts, we can pull that out, we can put it on the other side, we can add another shelf, lots and lots of flexibility in the way you use this trailer. As well as part of the stage 2, we've got colour changing LED dimmable lamps on all three three sides, the front locker and both sides of this main gull wing here as well. So I mentioned the water. On this particular trailer, we've included 2 of our 110 litres, so 220 litres of water. Twin outlets on both sides, this side and the passenger side of the trailer. We put a pressure fill. They're both protected by a nice little powder coated stone guard here. If that does get damaged by some stone damage, we can give that a freshen up, pull it off, repowder coat it, we can replace that. On the back of the locker, like all our canopies, no matter what size, as part of our internal fully welded frame, we incorporate M10 structural anchor points across the bottom of that frame and across the top of the frame. That's allowing us to option here our Flexor Beam Kit. You can see that's our 21mm aluminium uni strut across the top, across the bottom, and vertically. It's all fully adjustable left to right. We can then mount our Flexor range of equipment. Here we've got 2 jerry can holders, a 9 kilo gas bottle holder, we've got max track holders, ladders, all sorts of different things, spare wheel mounts, all of that can be bolted onto this beam kit. In fact, with our grid, this canopy can be moved at 350mm increments all the way down the trailer, should you choose. And of course, on the front of this canopy, just like the back, we've got those same M10 anchor points. So everything you see here could actually be bolted off and bolted onto the leading edge if the canopy, say, happened to be down the back of the trailer. On top of the canopy, we've got one of our roof rail kits. Again, all our canopies are manufactured ready to accept those. If you don't option them at the time of build, we can send them out to you. A simple case of removing 6 bolts aside and we can bolt that roof rail kit on. Onto that, we can see some of our steady work lights. There's twin height adjustable work lights there on top, tied back into the electrical package. So a lovely big amount of workspace, but it's important with these remote area contracting trailers that we can get that work light flooding the back area, not just the deck, but the area around the trailer as well. As we move back down the trailer, we can see, I mentioned our Method 301s, our standard wheel and tyre package here, sitting on the KM3, the uprated BF Goodrich tyre package. Across the deck, a massive amount of load space, 2 metres wide, 4.5 metres long. In this case, we're using the forward 700mm of that 4.5 metres for the canopy, but still a massive big 3.8 metres of work area to the rear. Onto that, we can see we've optioned 3 of our Flexor tradie racks. The way we manufacture these tradie racks, they're modular, so again, it's easy for us to send these out to you later on if you don't buy them at the stage. That's not a fully welded frame. We've got a post left and right and a cross beam, beautiful big stainless steel fasteners throughout. We can actually use this to come out to the full 2.3 width of our standard deck tandem trailers as well. Of course, with our 350mm anchor grid, we can move these trade racks up and down the trailer. We can actually turn them 90 degrees should you choose, but we can move them up and down at 350mm increments. We can have 2, we can have 1, we can have all 3. Of course, the height of those now are matching up nicely to our roof rail kit on the locker itself. Across the deck of this beautiful big 3.8 metre workspace, we've got our M12 structural points we keep talking about, but every 350mm in both directions, we've got another structural anchor point tied back into the actual chassis of the trailer, not just in the floor plate, right back into the chassis of the trailer. So around the passenger side of this configuration, we can see another water outlet there that we saw the filler and the outlet on the driver's side as well. In the deluxe wide tall, the heart of our electrical and amenity fit out on this particular build. 180 watts of red arc solar panel on the roof of this front canopy. Inside, the doors open up, again 3-point latching, double guttering, lovely big seal on all our lockers. Inside, Red Arc's 1250 50 amp DC to DC charger. That's charging our 100 amp hour lithium at 50 amps while we're driving down the road off the car's alternator. It's also prioritising charge from that 180 watt solar panel. Twin electric water tank centres there, giving us water levels on both of our tanks. Colour changing LED lamps, twin USB auxiliary and 50 amp Anderson plug outlets included in the Stage 2 kit. Switching for our floodlights on the back area, and as well the Victron 702, a lovely compact but fully informative monitoring system there to see our state of charge, time to discharge and so on. The last thing in this front locker we'll see is our Engel 40 litre fridge slide that's been included in that build, ready to accept the fridge. So lots and lots of storage, but all about the electrical system in there. Opening up the locker wide tall 2.0, we can see another one of our medium height 520 wide drawer units. Again, all our drawer units come with a lipped lid on them, so you can see we've got tie down points all the way through, all 3mm aluminium, all powder coated. To this time of our shelves, our Flexor shelf unit, that can move up and down. We can pull one of them out, we can put 3 on one side, 1 on each side. It's all fully flexible on our internal frame. Of course, again, the colour changing LEDs, but this trailer's got lots and lots of power, the fridge, heaps of dry storage, but it's really all about what you can get on the back of this deck. So as we swing around the back of this base 4.5 narrow flat deck, we can see our 5mm structural steel rear tailboard. That houses our high quality, fully sealed LED lamps you can see here. Like all the electrical components on this trailer, water pumps, brake connectors, clearance lamp, tail lamps, we use a high quality automotive Deutsch plug connector. So if you do happen to smash this tail light or one of the clearance lamps, it's a very simple plug and play. We're not getting underneath that, having to solder wires and so on. Very simple replacement. That being said, we tuck these tail lights well in behind. They're about 40 mil in behind the lovely big 5 mil bull nosing on this tailboard, so very well protected. That tail plate I mentioned, 5 mil structural steel, fully tied into the chassis. That incorporates twin recovery points, rock sliders underneath. We designed these to literally bridge the trailer across the gully. That being said, these flat decks are a deck height of nearly just over a metre. You've got a lot of ground clearance, but you can drag these things straight out of a gully. You can grade the road with this tailboard. You won't do it any harm. The recovery points tied back into the main beams on this trailer, allowing us to recover the trailer fully loaded, or allowed us to cover the trailer and the tow vehicle should you get yourself into that much trouble. No problem at all. But it also allows us to option some of our flexor components, our stabiliser legs, drop down ramps, so many different options with the Chameleon range, and all highlighted here at the back of the trailer. So there it is, a base 4.5 narrow flat deck. Another fantastic example of how customers are using the modular nature of our platform to configure a trailer to meet their needs. This particular trailer is off to far north Queensland and got duties servicing the mines of Cape York and surrounds. Lots more content on our YouTube channel, always something fresh on our Facebook and Instagram. We can't wait to hear from you and talk through your dream base tray or trailer configuration.